organization truly has had on me, my life, my family, and it feels great to sit here with you tonight as a champion for all of Lynchburg's youth.
We are Beacon of Hope, and we are with you tonight live from the historic Academy Warehouse Theater in gorgeous downtown Lynchburg, Virginia. We're so grateful to have you tuned in with us out there in TV land. We've got an incredible lineup tonight. Lexi, what do we got going on?
Yes, Laura, it's going to be fabulous. You will hear from our Beacon of Hope supporters, their stories, their impact, their involvement, and their dedication. We have Larry Taylor Jr. in the house tonight. Woo-woo. Hello, Larry. Larry is a Heritage High School alum, a proud veteran of our armed forces, and he came home here to Lynchburg after traveling the world to pursue his education. Larry is an incredible artist and a great musician to boot. We will check in on him throughout the evening and check his progress on an incredible piece that we will be auctioning off in a future event, so stay tuned. We also have endless amounts of artwork to sell. We have raffle tickets to sell for our Moore & Giles leather chair.
I mean, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Thank you, Moore & Giles.
Took it for a spin, right? You sat in it.
I did. I took it for a test drive last night. It was really, the leather smell is legitimate.
Yes, it's there.
It's this beautiful gray color. Raffle tickets are $10. You can buy them online. It's well worth it. It is. I mean, I think it would probably look best in my living room, but I suppose it would look great in your living rooms too.
So get yours now while you can, and the drawing for this will be during our live auction. And speaking of that, the live auction will be hosted by Amy Gallagher and the wonderful Joan Foster, and we'll kick that off around 8 p.m. tonight, so stay tuned. It's going to be a fun night, folks.
It's going to be an awesome night, so put your seatbelts on.
Yes. Strap in, please. Ladies and gentlemen, now a word from our sponsor, DODSON Pest Control, who without them tonight would not be possible.
While it's true you can have bugs for dinner, that doesn't mean you want to have bugs over for dinner. DODSON Pest Control. Politely uninviting bugs to dinner since 1944.
Wow. Well, that was different. We might be in for a little fun tonight. Bert Dodson and Dodson Brothers Pest Control, please don't be angry. We love you so much, and we hope that that little tiny commercial helps show you how much we love and appreciate you.
We truly care about you.
There are so many things that are on the docket tonight that are making tonight special, in addition to that really fine commercial that we just experienced together. Our amazing sponsors, thank you to all the folks that help make tonight possible. Our incredible staff and committed group of volunteers. Our friends in the Lynchburg Art Club, thank you, amazing artists who have worked your artsy fingers to the bone the last couple of months and have produced some really incredible works of art. To Larry Taylor Jr., who is currently working his fingers to the bone, creating an amazing piece of art for us. And mostly to you out there, our biggest fans, our supporters, our investors, sitting at home, hopefully with your feet up, enjoying a little glass of bubbly and bidding, click,
bid,
click,
please.
click, and click. We also would not be here tonight without Beacon of Hope's extraordinary board of directors, many of whom have been with us sitting around that table since 2011 and some since about 2008. Each one of them part of this really critical, larger effort that makes the work that Beacon of Hope does happen. Tonight, I'd like to introduce you to my dear friend and my colleague, current chairman of our board, Mary Normyle. She has been with us since the very, very beginning of Beacon of Hope, and she is ending her term as board chair next month. We are very excited to welcome our new board chair, Kenan White. But but I'd like for you to hear from Mary tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Mary Normyle.
Good evening. I am so excited to be with you all tonight and to share a little bit about how Beacon came to be. I remember I was at a Lynchburg College Board of Trustees retreat, and Roselle Schul looked at me and she said, "Mary, come talk to me. Come sit with me." And you know, you never said no to Roselle Schul, so I went and sat with her, and she started telling me about this new idea that was burgeoning in Lynchburg, growing out of the community dialogues on race. And she was deeply involved and deeply committed to it. And she said, "Mary, I really want you to come join the board. We're putting together the board of directors." Well, as I said, you can't say no to Roselle. So I said yes, and it's the best yes I've ever said. Aside from saying yes to my husband.
You need to say
So about 12 years ago, this group of people came together, forming the board of directors of Beacon of Hope. Bold, visionary, deeply committed people. We had no idea what we were creating, but we knew we wanted to make a difference in the lives of the graduates of Lynchburg City Schools. We passionately believe that education is the future, that we need to create more opportunities for more students to graduate from high school and have real meaningful opportunities to go on and earn additional degrees and certificates, that's the ticket to their future. And so we started with the idea of future centers. We didn't know what those were, but we went out into the world and visited other Promise programs and learned from them. But we brought the ideas back to Lynchburg, and Lynchburg was so receptive. The school board, the school system, the community, the businesses, economic development, everywhere we went, people said yes. So we didn't know what this would look like when we got started. We started with the future centers embedded in Lynchburg City Schools to work side by side with guidance and teachers and the leaders in Lynchburg City Schools. Now we have the future centers and we have the Promise program, scholarships that provide last dollar funding for any Lynchburg City School graduate to go on and earn additional degrees and certificates after they graduate from Lynchburg City Schools. Last year, 40% of the students who graduated from Lynchburg City Schools received some sort of funding from Beacon of Hope. Our support for Lynchburg City students is unparalleled. There are about 40 Promise programs in the country, but nobody does it the way Lynchburg does it. Embedded support in the high schools, coupled with scholarship dollars to help them pay for college, coupled with our college success branch, which follows them through college. It's not enough to get students to college. We are committed to helping students graduate from college and hopefully return or remain in Lynchburg to be the next generation in our workforce. Tonight is a celebration of all the ways that we can say yes to opportunities, that we can celebrate the collective commitment to doing something extraordinarily good. And that is Beacon of Hope. Oh, jeez. So in the midst of so many no's in our lives, tonight we can celebrate the saying of yes. Yes to this commitment of Beacon to all of the students who graduate from Lynchburg City Schools. Yes to our community, university, and college partners who have embraced this idea and embraced these students onto their campuses. Yes to our extraordinary board of directors who have been bold and visionary from the very beginning. Yes to this incredible community that has embraced us over and over and over again. Every time we ask for more, we get it, because people believe in what we're doing and it makes such a difference to the lives of these students. We are celebrating, yes, in this beautiful artwork that we have to sell tonight, and we're hoping all of it goes tonight, because every dollar goes to scholarship funding for our Lynchburg City graduates in Beacon of Hope Promise funding. We are celebrating Yes tonight because art makes a difference, and we need art in our lives. And we're celebrating Yes tonight because you are investing in the hope of our future, in our youth, and the promise that they will have the opportunities that weren't available to them in any other way. They will have opportunities through Beacon of Hope support and scholarships to earn that degree and hopefully stay in our community and make a difference well into the future. One of the greatest joys of being associated with Beacon of Hope was the day we announced the promise. It was September of 2018 in the auditorium at E.C. Glass High School. We had all of the seniors gathered in the high school. We had the stage filled with community supporters, board members, city council, business leaders. I mean, the community was really represented there. We had the drum line, giving us some beats and drumming up some energy for us. And we announced the promise to that class. We said, when you graduate in May or June, we will have scholarship funding to help you go to college. And I looked down at this young woman sitting in the front row, and she looked up at all of us, and she looked to her right and to her left, and she said, I'm going to college. And later on I talked to her, and she said, that's the first time I really believed I could do it. Sorry about the tears, but you can't work with Beacon and not be moved to joyous tears. So this young woman was sitting in the front row, and as we announced the promise, she looked to the person next to her, to the student next to her, and said, oh my God, I can go to college. And that was it. In a moment, that was it. We opened her future up in a way that hadn't existed prior to our ability to tell her, we will help you prepare for college, we will help you get to college, we will help you succeed in college, and we have funding to help you afford college.
That was amazing.
It was.
Thank you so much for those words, Mary. I feel like we have been on this journey a really long time together. I can still remember sitting around that table and trying to figure out what the Stay Close, Go Far scholarship program was going to look like. And you worked magic and helped us all kind of agree on this incredible promise that we're able to offer the students. So we will forever be grateful for you.
Yeah, that was a tearjerker.
I know.
I had the pleasure of meeting Miss Mary years ago in 2014 at my Beacon of Hope scholarship interview.
I remember that.
So long ago, right?
It was yesterday, sitting around that table in the old guidance
Heritage,
office. Yeah, at the old Heritage.
Oh my goodness. But Miss Mary is such a dear person, and I love the fact that she cried during her entire snippet. It truly shows her heart.
It's huge.
This.
Her heart is gigantic.
Yes.
For sure.
Well, let's pull ourselves together.
Okay.
I know, take a deep breath, right?
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break and hear from another one of our amazing sponsors.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot
I know, right?
wait.
You're in for a treat. Ladies and gentlemen, a word from Maddox Heating and Air.
Listen, the last thing you want to do this winter is try to stay warm with a blow dryer. It's no fun. Look at Sally here. She's cold, shivering, and alone. The only thing keeping her warm is a blow dryer. You should call Maddox Air and Electrical. They have solutions for your heating needs and conditioning too. They're available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They always make sure their customers are satisfied, and they're friendly and reliable. Not like a blow dryer. Not like a blow dryer.
Wow.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It was creative, and I'm a little bit concerned about Sally.
Yeah, poor Sally, right?
Beth, can you check on Sally?
Somebody needs to check on her. Is she okay? My eyes are watering. You know, I'm thinking about a hairdryer in my face.
I know. Maddox, thank you for supporting us and not forcing us to heat ourselves with a blow dryer all winter. Thank you.
No. Okay, so here we go, folks. We know that you're at home looking at all this amazing art. You are munching on your snacks. You're sipping on your drinks.
You're clicking, bid.
You're bidding.
Bid.
Keep bidding. Yeah. So, and we're going to constantly remind you throughout the night to bid, okay? Help us out.
Have y'all seen this artwork? I mean, it's incredible.
It's
really incredible.
It really is. We have so many people to be thankful for that. But the art that you are shopping tonight was made possible by our partnership with Lynchburg Art Club and their connection with our Lynchburg, Virginia's best artists. We could not be more humbled by their generosity and their talent. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce my former teacher and mentor, Miss Holly Frazier with the Lynchburg Art Club.
What a journey this has been. From sitting on a Lynchburg City board with Laura Hamilton over 10 years ago to being here tonight, our second annual Art for Achievement event, raising money for local students to have scholarships to go to college, which was absolutely what she was dreaming of as we sat and chatted before. And because I'm a former educator, a retired educator, it has always been such a wonderful idea to me and so meaningful. Some of my own students have benefited from this. So just so excited to be here tonight in the capacity of Laura's friend, someone who heard about this when it was just an idea, and now a member of the Lynchburg Art Club. After retiring from education about a little over 6 years ago, you always figure, what am I going to do with my time? And one of my passions in life is art. So I decided to take up art again some decades later and joined the Lynchburg Art Club and found just a wonderful group of people here who are not only passionate about their art, but they also love the Lynchburg area and want so much to be part of it and just to make it a more wonderful place to live. The Lynchburg Art Club is the oldest of all the art clubs in this area. It was founded by some local artists who simply wanted to get together back in the 1890s, and we were incorporated just over 60 years ago. We'll have our 60th anniversary in February. So, you know, we're long-standing and are thrilled to have all the other art groups as well. But when Beacon of Hope reached out to us last year for the first time to see if artists might be willing to donate their work, we just had an outpouring of support. The artists here just thought Beacon of Hope was a wonderful idea. Many had not really been so familiar with it before, and they were all about it. Some artists have donated multiple works, and I feel like we have some really high quality art for sale tonight. I can tell you this, as a retired teacher, what Beacon of Hope is doing for our community and our artists along with Beacon of Hope and Art for Achievement is just such a worthwhile cause. I really don't know of anywhere where such a large percent of a city's high school graduates are getting direct scholarships to help them with their college path, and that's because of Beacon of Hope. And now a large part of the fundraising is Art for Achievement as well. So thank you to all of the artists who have donated to help make this happen. We were able to raise a lot of money for scholarships last year, and I'm hoping we'll do even more so this year.
Holly, thank you so much for those words. I feel like Holly is such a great example of complete full circle. Holly and I met years ago, and we've done all kinds of projects together. And when we first opened the Future Center, Holly was teaching Gov, AP Gov, and AP US History. And I mean, you know, rumor out there is that she's a pretty tough teacher.
I can attest to that. So I was there her last year, and I had her for AP Government, and she was tough. About the second weekend, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. Do I still have time, guys? No. But in all seriousness, she is a phenomenal teacher. I truly adore her, and there's always some teachers that you can look back on and say that they had an impact on your life. And she's definitely one of those teachers for me. And I know that there are other students out there that she had an incredible impact on as well.
And what an amazing thing that now that we can be connected through art.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It is. And she's right. I mean, art really does make a difference. And we are so grateful to have so much of it here with us tonight. So let's check back in on our friend Larry, who's in-house with us.
Larry!
How are you progressing?
Look at Larry. All right, guys, this is gorgeous. Larry has already done, he's like a flying chef of chalk over
Larry,
there.
let us see a little bit of it. Let us. Okay, so colors. We have green.
Some beautiful, it looks like it might be the blossoming of a sunflower, but I don't want to spoiler alert.
We don't want to spoil
anything with this piece of art. Larry's making my heart happy right now. We think he may bust out a guitar somewhere through the night and play the intro to Stairway to Heaven. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen tonight.
You never know.
We're
just, a bundle of fun.
A bundle of fun.
Okay, and so now let's go for a quick word from one of our another amazing sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, English Construction.
English Construction. Yeah, they build buildings, really cool ones, big ones. Not necessarily out of Legos, but yeah, big, cool buildings. But you know what they're even better at building? Relationships, and community, and kindness, and strength, and confidence. In these young kids that they're helping tonight with Beacon of Hope. English Construction. Way to go.
Wow, Lexi.
Yeah.
That was emotional and maybe a little scary, but I'm going to say mostly emotional. Bev, Doug, we love you and we appreciate you. And we do these really special things for you because we love our sponsors so much. Now, for those of you that didn't have the opportunity to be a sponsor this year, first of all, these commercials will be destroyed after tonight unless someone records them. And if you do, don't let them leak from here. But this is a great value add. And if you're interested in sponsoring us at next year's event, I'm sure we'll go something even classier than what we're bringing.
We're talking Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Commercial.
Super Bowl.
You don't want to miss out on this.
Yeah. No. We see you. We appreciate you. Okay. So we want to keep having fun tonight, but we also want you in TV land to be moved by what's happening. So moved that you are clicking,
bidding,
scrolling, and pinch larger, and bidding again. And you can do it collaboratively. You can do it with your friends that you're enjoying the auction with. You can do it with your neighbors and your family, just like we work collaboratively. Our staff is a very small but very mighty staff of folks. And I'd like to introduce you tonight to one of our newest staff members. We are so lucky to have him. He's been working alongside us, locked arm in arm, for the last 4 years at Heritage High School. He was our Gear Up coordinator there. And for those of you that had graduates in the class of 2020, he was amazing, helping lead all kinds of students to the promised land of scholarships and college and certification programs and workforce and armed forces. It was great. And you know a class of 2020
I
graduate.
do. My brother was actually one of the first Gear Up students. So he graduated last May. Last May, 2020, and now he's at CVCC. He is he's fighting chemistry right now.
Calvin, bless your heart. You're going to be fine.
It's
going to be great.
We all have to do it.
But he's a Stay Close, Go Far scholar.
He is.
And we are thrilled that that Dennis could bring him on the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, please meet your Heritage High School Future Center Director, Dennis Coan.
So the High School Future Centers serve the entire population of Lynchburg City Schools, both at Heritage and at Glass. And we focus on serving that universal population with 4 key thoughts in mind, those being awareness, access, affordability, and achievement. We do that by recognizing, first of all, that a lot of our students are going to be first-generation college students, and so we want to provide them and their families with that access and awareness to the information they need to make a decision about what they'll do after high school graduation. At the same time, for those students who come from families where some other family member has gone to college, we want them to have up-to-date and accurate information too, because we know that the college admissions process is always evolving. And so we work with our students to provide that information, and we do that through a variety of programming and events. One of the significant components of our access idea is providing the SAT and ACT prep to our students inside the school day schedule. And so both at EC Glass and Heritage High School, we are partnering with an outside test prep organization, paying for that for our students and bringing those instructors into the building to provide that test prep. We know that the SAT and ACT might be scary things for our students, but they're required by many colleges and universities for admissions. And so we prepare them, we work with them, and we dedicate lots of time to that so that our students can go into an SAT or sit down for an ACT feeling comfortable and confident in their abilities. When we think about spreading awareness with our younger grades, we work through formal programs like Middle School Heroes and Kids to College. But a lot of times in the High School Future Centers, spreading awareness just means going into our 9th and 10th grade classrooms and having conversations with those younger students about how their early GPA might affect the opportunities available to them in their senior year and after graduation. It might mean speaking to them about NCAA eligibility and the idea that if you would like to be an athlete, you need to be taking these classes as a sophomore to make sure you are eligible when you get to that opportunity in college. And so we go into classrooms and we partner with our Lynchburg City Schools counseling departments and teachers, and we provide that information for our students so that every child is aware of the opportunities present for them. So in the Future Centers, we try to frame our school year around 4 key events, and then we build within those 4 key events lots of supports and individualized help to get students prepared for those events. And so those 4 events are FAFSA nights, our Virginia College Application Week, College Night, and Decision Day, where we celebrate all the decisions of our students that are graduating from Glass and Heritage and going on to their next great thing. But really the Future Centers, while we like to celebrate those big events, they operate daily as a triage unit for our students as they develop their plan for what's next. That might look like sitting down and helping a student and their family complete a federal application for student aid, or a college essay that needs revising. That might look like helping a student identify scholarships, or even just math tutoring to get a student the assistance they need to graduate from high school. Every day, the Future Centers are engaged in 1,000 small tasks that accumulate and snowball into a grand celebration of our students at graduation. Imagine you're a high school student and you would like to go to college, and you are the first of your family to have that desire or to make that happen. You're a first-generation college student. And so I want you to consider the questions you might be asking yourself as you sit in high school with that desire in mind. Think about the obstacles you might face or the barriers that might be in the way. And then from a different perspective, consider as a mother or father, a grandparent, or even a younger sibling, how that would change the dynamic of your family to have someone go to college and achieve a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree, to get a certification from a technical school and become employed in that field. And so in the Future Centers at EC Glass and Heritage High School, we work to help the 2/3 of our school populations achieve those goals. We know that 2/3 of our populations at Heritage High School and EC Glass are first-generation college students. And while we serve the universal population of all students in Lynchburg City Schools, we keep that in mind as we design programs and hold events to help our students gain the awareness and access to achieve the dreams that they have of going to a four-year school, a community college, a technical training school, or even directly into the workforce, but with a developed plan and the means to achieve that plan.
Dennis, thank you so much for those words. We are so fortunate to have Dennis. He is an amazing member of our team.
He is. He's an asset. You know, even though I didn't have the pleasure of being at school while he was there, I can see his care, his dedication to Lynchburg Beacon of Hope, and his love for the kids, especially being that my brother graduated while he was there. And so I know that he's an advocate for us, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, so we are so lucky to live in a place like Lynchburg, Virginia, where the entire community is focusing on the next generation, on these kids.
On this kiddo right here.
Stop it. Thank you. But it truly is incredible. And to have these future centers in both EC Glass and Heritage, go Pioneers.
Go Hilltoppers.
And the money that we raise tonight is going to help them further their work. So now, I want to take us to Miss Heidi Vanderhoff.
Shout out to Miss V.
Miss V, she has a special place in my heart, really and truly. You know, one of my first jobs when I graduated from Virginia Tech was working with Lynchburg Beacon of Hope. And I had the pleasure of working in both of the future centers, Heritage and EC Glass. And so part of the week when I was at Glass, it was just me and Miss V and Beth, who's in here with us tonight.
Shout out to Beth.
Shout out to Beth. But she has been one of my biggest advocates. When I was in my process of applying to law school, she told me exactly what to do. Literally, to the point to where she helped me up my scholarship. And I think that's a testament of what Beacon of Hope is, because it doesn't stop just at community college. It doesn't stop in trade school or even undergrad. It's so much more than that. I'm in grad school now.
Lexi, I mean, that is 100% true. Miss V is kind of the mother and the school marm and the love for hundreds of kids.
Yeah. So now, here is Miss V.
The beauty of our Unique Promise program is that we get to meet each student exactly where they are and figure out what's next according to what they want to do. And it looks different for every student, and that is okay. And so being able to come alongside students and families and work through whatever that is, that next step, we are here for our students. One of the things that I love about my job here as a Future Center Director is the individualized times with our students and getting to work alongside them to figure out what their hopes and dreams are and to help them make that happen and help them believe that that can happen for them, to seek out their full potential. You know, it can be overwhelming to look at the whole big picture and all the things that have to be done, but we get to break down those things into small, manageable steps and be there to enjoy the experience, the highs and the lows, and the what's next after this kind of moments. And so those small moments are the big moments for me because it's exactly why I do what I do. I'm personally very appreciative of being able to get to do this work and living in a community like Lynchburg, Virginia, where the whole community has wrapped their arms around the organization to invest with how they can, whether it's their time or their money or other resources that are donations inside of the organization. It's truly phenomenal to see right from the beginning how much it's blossomed until now. And one of the things that truly is remarkable is the whole foundation of believing that no matter which zip code you live in here in Lynchburg, you deserve to have everything at your fingertips to launch you towards your future plans and goals. One of my favorite aspects of Beacon of Hope is the field trips. I love the opportunity to take students onto a campus or onto a job site and get to experience firsthand what it would be like to be there. And those moments spark something new in our students, that they may be able to see themselves there and envision what that would be like. And it's unlike any other type of tour that you can get virtually or just reading through a brochure. And the hands-on experience is life-changing for some of our students. In those moments, I just feel so blessed to be able to be alongside, to witness and propel forward.
Thanks, Heidi, the artist, also known as Miss V. And I actually think I see Heidi over there just testing out our Warren Giles gorgeous leather chair. Heidi, does it look good? So if you haven't bought a raffle ticket for it yet, it's only $10, and it is amazing.
Yes, and while we're at it, don't forget to bid.
Oh, click, click, bid.
Bid, bid,
Click,
bid.
click, bid. Because we are nearing, we're getting close to the end of the silent auction. Not too close, you still have time, but those pieces that you want, do not be afraid to bid.
Yes, don't be that person.
No.
That didn't.
Don't be the sad person that missed their painting. Speaking of sad we are not. Our team at Beacon of Hope is full of vibrant, amazing people who have really kind of come full circle. And I'm going to tell you about one of those folks. He is a proud, and I mean really proud, graduate of Heritage High School.
Okay.
Go Pioneers.
Yes.
And he has been an educator in our system. He went away and got his doctorate in urban education and became a principal in our system. And we are so fortunate that Dr. Chris Glover is now Beacon of Hope's Director of Strategy and Programs. And his job is to lead us into the next, the beyond. And we're so glad that he's on our team. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Chris Glover.
Dr. Chris Glover.
Word.
I'm originally from Lynchburg, Virginia. I grew up in Lynchburg schools. I was born and bred here. I graduated from Heritage High School and moved away to Christopher Newport University for college. And then right after that, I actually came back and taught at Heritage High School. While I was teaching, I decided that I want to get a master's degree in educational leadership, so I pursued that at the University of Lynchburg. And then in 2012, I decided to move away again to Charlotte, North Carolina to work on my PhD in urban education. The reason I came back to Lynchburg in 2016 was precisely because this is my community and I feel ownership of these students and these families. And I want to invest in the students the same way that people in the community invested in me. So I pursued a job as assistant principal at Dunbar Middle School, which I held for 3 years before coming on to work with Beacon of Hope. So my tenure in Lynchburg has been fully invested in the community and in the neighborhoods because I really believe that we have a lot of students with potential and they just need somebody to help them realize that potential. One of the greatest things about living in Lynchburg is we have such diverse opportunities for our students, and that's both with post-secondary education and with our economic opportunities in the region. And part of my job that makes it special is I get to connect students from their high school days all the way through college and into the workforce. So I'm looking for opportunities for apprenticeships and internships, but also how we partner with our colleges to give diverse opportunities for our underserved students and actually increase their representation in the workforce and in the local community, because we want our students to come back to Lynchburg and contribute as citizens. I get to personalize and help tailor those interests and those skills and that vision that they have for their future to opportunities in our workforce. So that means that I get to look at partnerships in the community, what our workforce can offer to our students, and then how to get them connected to make that vision a reality. My perspective is unique, having grown up in Lynchburg and gone to Lynchburg City Schools, because I approach Beacon of Hope from the perspective of a former student as well as a former educator in Lynchburg City Schools, and now currently as a nonprofit partner. And I can say personally from firsthand experience that one of the best investments you can make is in Beacon of Hope, because we support not just individual students, but we're part of the collective village that also supported me.
Chris, you are spot on.
Yeah.
The investment that this community is making by buying art from our sponsors and your donations, buying raffle tickets, and just being a part of this bigger picture is the best investment that you can make.
Truly.
We want to inspire you a little bit tonight as you think about this huge village that we've created, and we think of each other, really, all of us, our staff, our board, our volunteers, and our students that we serve as one big family.
Yeah, we are a big family.
Speaking of family, let's hear from another one of our amazing sponsors, Valtim Marketing Solutions.
Hi, my name's Rolanda. I'm made mostly out of paper. I'm special. You know who else does special things with paper? Valtim Marketing Solutions.
Wow. Thank you, Rolanda, for that. And thank you, Tim. Just thank you. Thank you.
It was pretty nice.
Okay, now back to business. I'd like to take you to meet couple members of our staff. They are the Sherpas of success, the godmothers of our Stay Close, Go Far scholarship program. Lydra McQueen was our Heritage High School Future Center director for 5 years. Lexi knows her very well in that role. And she has moved on to carry on our Stay Close, Go Far scholarship and became our director of college success just a couple of years ago. She is flanked by an incredible colleague, Rachel Madigan, who runs our CVCC Future Center. Let's go CVCC. If you're a student there, you know Miss Madigan well from her texts, her calls, and her all kinds of love in the hallway. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss Lydra McQueen.
So I'm a Heritage alum. I'm an LCS made student, and so it's been my honor to be able to serve Lynchburg City Schools students through Beacon of Hope. So I was able to serve as a Future Center Director at Heritage High School for 5 years and to grow and elevate with our students together. And now as the Director of College Success, I get to work with those same students that I actually worked with in middle school and then high school, and now as they navigate their pathway beyond high school, whether it's going into the workforce or a technical or trade program or getting that degree, we've been able to grow together. So let me tell you about the best part of my job. It's building relationships with students and watching them grow over time. The importance of our Office of College Success specifically is to be able to help students transition to whatever they're doing after high school. And we know how difficult it is to grow and to develop, especially in today's society. So it's my joy and my pleasure to be able to sit down with a student one-on-one and talk about what they want to do and help them grow and to help them develop. Ultimately, my goal is to be the person that I needed in high school. I had a lot of support, a lot of teachers and family members and my own parents who were there to help me navigate through my pathway. People who were able to help me think about my ideas and bounce ideas off of. And so I get to be that person to students, and I get to serve the community that helped grow me up. So I have a younger brother who also went through LCS. We're 8 years apart, and he was actually a student that I got to serve from a counseling aspect while at Heritage. And so when I think about working with students, I think about each and every one of those students as my own sibling. How do I want that student to feel when they leave my office? How do I want that student to feel when they get to be in my presence? What do I get to share with them? And so I love working with students. I love getting them to feel like they're a part of me and I'm a part of them, that we get to grow together throughout this process of them figuring out what they want to do next in their lives. So I've been with Beacon of Hope since 2014. So I've been able to watch the growth and evolution of the organization as well as the students, and we've been able to grow together. I remember sitting in the interviews for the second class of students, 6 scholars. The very first scholar was Azariah Cox, and then we were able to add 6 more, and each year we were able to add a few more students to the point that we are now with over 400 students. We have about 20 alumni who've actually graduated from college. They're now working jobs, and I've got to see it all. And it's been the privilege of my existence, of my being with Beacon of Hope, to watch that growth and that development and to be a part of that.
Listen, I love me some Lydra. And I love me some Miss Rachel Madigan. Okay, I've literally known Lydra since I was a little girl. And when you said that Miss Madigan reaches out to the students at CBCC, she's not lying. My brother receives text messages from her to get on the ball, okay? So they really care about these kids. No joke.
Calvin and 440 of his closest friends.
Yes, correct. And it's impossible, truly, not to believe in yourself when you have people like Miss Lydra and Miss Madigan who believe in you, telling you that you can do it. You know what I'm saying? But remember, everyone out there, keep bidding.
You can do it. You can bid.
You can.
You can bid. Get your mice out, and click, click, click. You can do this.
Yes, please bid for us. All of these pieces are not only great for your home, but also they would be a great gift this holiday season.
I would love one.
Yes.
Thank you. You know what the best thing about this gig that we get to do, truly, is the gift of knowing so many amazing young people and watching them grow and watching them flourish and watching them take advantage of resources that are out there for them. Lifting, celebrating, empowering. And those students are probably the best ones to tell you about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, young people of Lynchburg.
To the community of Lynchburg, Virginia, I just want to say thank you. I want to confess my sincerest gratitude to all of you for helping me see the value inside of myself, even when I didn't see it.
The support that I've gotten from you guys is just incredible, and I mean, it means the world.
I didn't have a plan at all before I went to the Future Center, so I guess it really did give me a future.
Beacon of Hope has helped me so much. They've always been so available, and I really couldn't have done it without Miss B.
I was able to gain knowledge here, and the people that helped me here was able to set me up in a way that is going to make me successful 4 years later and give me the skills enough, the communication skills, talk in front of people that I really didn't know, because I had to do that here before I left, and in front of the board members and telling everybody, you know, how thank you. I really appreciate what you're doing.
I just want to thank them for never giving up on me, always pushing and encouraging me, even if it was just a quick text message on a Thursday morning. Hey, Tamarick, have a great day. I love you. You know, keep pushing forward.
And like, I never imagined myself like being here and coming this far, and it's crazy to think that people out there are really investing in us, in our educations, and in the community.
A lot of the individuals in my family actually didn't even get to graduate high school or didn't get to attend college, so I feel like I'm breaking so many barriers to actually push for them, like create kind of like a domino effect for like my youngest siblings, so they can kind of look up to me and like follow in my footsteps.
There's a lot of potential here in the city, but many just can't find a way out.
It took a weight like off your shoulders.
Without her help and pushing LC, you know, to get more money, I honestly don't know what I would have done.
The scholarship is paying for college, and that's a huge step.
She called up Virginia Tech and was like, is there any more financial aid you can give her and whatnot, when I'm like sitting over there by the phone like I couldn't do this.
They just found me so many scholarships.
Without her, I wouldn't have known what a FAFSA was. She basically registered me for all my SATs.
With SATs and ACT prep, I think I improved like 310 points on my SAT. I'm so thankful for her, because whatever I needed help with, she helped me. You know, I wouldn't be, you know, where I'm at right now without her.
Definitely use the Future Center to its fullest.
Miss Hickson helped me tremendously. I'm going to Tech now because of her.
So having people like that who actually really care about the future generations to push them forward like this really helps. And I really think that eventually there's going to be some really special people to come out of it. Hopefully I'll be one of those people too.
Our students are incredible, truly. And it's because of folks like you at home we're able to do this great work. It's also because of our amazing sponsors. Thank you for enjoying our commercials with us tonight. And part of what keeps our students supported during their journeys through high school and all the way through are the incredible folks at Lynchburg City Schools. And there is no better example of the support structure. It's not even a support net. It's like support plexiglass. Is EC Glass Principal Rose Floor. She helps us live out our purpose and our plan and truly helps our students do that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Rose Floor.
The most incredible thing is seeing the joy on their faces. I mean, graduation day means so much more now because they know they have a plan after high school and they have the resources to be successful there. It's one thing to get into college, it's another thing to be successful. And they've developed connections through the Beacon of Hope staff that they will have for a lifetime. The day that we had the ceremony announcing the Stay Close, Go Far program was amazing. The reaction from all the kids in the audience to hear the comments from the public and from our stakeholders was phenomenal. Again, it's about supporting the students in the way that they need to be supported. The Lynchburg Beacon of Hope is what makes Lynchburg City Schools so unique. What an amazing opportunity and resource to combine our school counseling services along with the Beacon of Hope to serve our students. It's what makes Lynchburg City unique.
Well, I was at Heritage, so I didn't have the pleasure of meeting Miss Rose. Shout out to Tim Beatty at Heritage.
Go Pioneers.
It is truly remarkable what a difference it makes to have so many people in our schools who really care about us as students. And I can tell you firsthand that we have an all-star staff at LCS.
No question. It runs all the way through our schools, from our incredible custodians, shout out Miss Greta, all the way through to our principals, our faculty, our staff, our amazing school counselors, shout out Heritage and Glass school counselors, and all the way up to our superintendent, Dr. Edwards. Thank you for being great partners.
Thank you. So now, in a moment, we are going to check back in on Larry. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, another quick word from one of our sponsors.
Thanks, Eunice.
I love a cleaner water, I love to water plants. Clean water, clean, 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 clean water. US pipe. Yeah. Chupa chupa. Boop, 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 boop.
Wow. Isn't that great?
It's really hard to keep a straight face with the emotion that is flowing tonight through our ads.
But listen, we hope you all never forget these ads.
I know I will never forget them.
Me either. I'm going to have a dream about this.
It's more like recurring PTSD, but it's fine. So we're nearing the hour, guys. We've got like 10 minutes left in this section, and then we're going to be going over to the live auction. This is Dee Dee Bueller's beautiful piece, Glacial. This is one of our live auction items. There are several other gorgeous pieces, so start to peruse them, pinch them out, make them big. And I think we're heading over to check on Larry Taylor Jr. Larry, holy
Let us see some action. Okay, so now we have some blue in the mix here.
Larry, that's awesome.
It is really looking like a sunflower. Is that a sunflower over there?
And clouds. And depth.
Happiness.
Larry, there are no mistakes.
Pre-COVID.
Only happy accidents, Larry. Only happy accidents. Let's bring it back because someone who's working our cue cards named Sherry Beth Joseph just flagged me down and said, simmer down. So let me tell you a little bit about my friend, Beth Joseph. She's our Director of Operations at Beacon of Hope. She is the unstoppable glue that holds our organization together. She's also kind of oily and keeps our wheels greased and running. She's amazing. She's done every job in our organization. She keeps us together, which is no easy feat. She's humble. She's kind. Sherry Beth Joseph.
So I want to take a minute to tell you about how I found out about Lynchburg Beacon of Hope and how I got started. I am not a Lynchburg native. I came here for school like a lot of other people who come here into town. And I was in grad school looking for a job, and it just so happened that there was work study positions at the EC Glass Future Center. My very first day of grad school was also my first day working in the Future Center, and I immediately knew that this was what I wanted to do after I finished my master's. And so I worked for 3 years in the Future Center, built relationships with so many students, watched a lot of students go from their freshman year all the way to their senior year. And then now I've had the opportunity for the last 2 years to work as the Director of Operations for Beacon of Hope. One of the best things about working for Beacon of Hope is just the huge team environment that we have. Something that our executive director always says is sometimes we all are doing the little jobs. And I think every single person on our staff exemplifies that. They are willing to help in whatever way. And we try to live by the motto of whatever it takes. And I've seen all of our staff do that for 5 years now. Sometimes it looks like texting with a student all the way up until 10 p.m., making sure they are getting the last little bit of their essay done for a scholarship application. Sometimes it looks like bringing a student a case of water because they need something at their house. It could be resetting a password for them in our scholarship software. A myriad of different things. Our staff does whatever it takes to make sure every single student succeeds. There's no doubt about it. The real meat and impact of what we do is definitely at the high school Future Center level and even in our Office of College Success. But we noticed really early on that it was too late to wait until 9th grade to work with students and try to make an impact in their lives. And so because of that, our amazing staff came up with a lot of different initiatives to work with students from kindergarten all the way through middle school and then into our high school Future Centers. One of my favorite things that we get to do is we every single year host our annual College and Career Readiness Symposiums. And this day is fun. We bring every single 8th grader in LCS onto a local college campus to expose them to what life would be like after they graduate high school. They get to move from building to building, hearing all kinds of different experts from across the Commonwealth talk about what life is like when you're actually in college, what it's like to live in a dorm, what it's like to live on campus, eat in a cafeteria, what life might be like if you want to do athletics in college, what are 2-year options if you just want to go for your associates, what 4-year options are. They get to experience all different kinds of things as an 8th grader and plant that seed very early that even the decisions you're making in 8th grade matter for what you want to do in the future.
Thanks, Beth. And Beth is giving me the sign that we have 1 minute left in the live auction. So if there is a beautiful pair, I'm sorry, the silent auction. Thanks, Beth. We have 1 minute left. Now it's probably 45 seconds left in the silent auction. If you want that pair, if you want that landscape scene, if you want that barn, now is the time to bid. Now is the time to bid. Click, click, bid.
Bid.
Lexi Johnson.
Do you like?
I do like. So I forgot to mention when I was introducing Lexi that she was in fact crowned Miss Virginia Collegiate
America.
Miss Virginia Collegiate America just a couple of months ago. It's kind of a big deal.
It kind of is.
Tell us about it.
So yeah, I am Miss Virginia Collegiate America 2021, and I now have the opportunity to earn more college scholarships at the national pageant in June in Little Rock, Arkansas. Miss Collegiate America. It's awesome, and I can't wait to tell you more after.
So Lexi got her scholarship. Oh, my goodness. Okay, 8 p.m. the silent auction has closed.
It's done.
Yeah, I'm super psyched for all of you that got the paintings that you wanted. For those that may have gotten outbid, there's great news, because we are getting ready to start the live auction, and I want to introduce you all to a couple of pretty amazing ladies who are going to guide you through this wonderland of art. It's just going to be amazing. Amy Gallagher, she's sparkly and fresh, and she knows art. And our very own Joan Foster, who is also sparkly. She's our Director of Development and the Director of just all things loving and good. They're going to be leading us through this process. Lexi and I will be back with you at the end of the evening. Y'all, this is so exciting. Get your internet all set. Go grab another glass of wine. Take a quick pit stop, because the action is about to start. Amy and Joan.
Wow. Thank you, Laura. Joan, it's so good to be here with you tonight.
Yes.
And to have all of you at home. We miss you, not in the room with us, but we really are encouraged and appreciate everything. Joan, I mean, are you ready, girl?
I am so ready, because we need to sell some of the beautiful pieces that are behind us. So let's get going, Amy.
Okay, let's do it. I want to give everybody a little bit of details on
Yes.
kind of how we're going to do this evening. So we're going to spend a few minutes on each piece. Joan and I are going to talk to you a little bit about the artist, talk to you a bit about the piece, let you bid on it. I know you're already at home bidding and have been bidding all day. I've been receiving text messages from a lot of you out there through the evening, and I know you're all excited, and so are we. So we want to get started, and what we'll do at the end of the evening is Laura will announce all of the winners of the live auction for us. So without further ado, Joan, do you want to kick us off?
I do. I can't wait, and I am so thrilled about this first painting that we have. And you've already seen this first painting. It is by D.D. Bueller. It is called Glacier. It is an acrylic. It's a 12 by 12, and it is gorgeous. But before I want your fingers to start clicking, just start clicking. But I want to tell you a little bit about Dee Dee. She went to Virginia Tech. She graduated with a Bachelor's of Arts degree. Amy, this is so funny. After graduation, she employed herself in creatively non-art jobs for more than 25 years.
Yeah, she's pretty remarkable.
She is. And then something really phenomenal happened that she began hearing a voice that told her it was time to start painting again. And you know what? She listened to that voice. With that simple instruction from, well, who knows where, came this irresistible desire to do just that. And she's unstoppable now. She had no fear of her art being accepted or appreciated. She just went with the inspiration, guess what? Led to a completely different way of painting than she had ever done before. And that was way back, not so far back though, in 2008. And she's been painting continuously ever since. And to her delight, and I guess to our delight, because she's this famous Lynchburg painter, people from all over the country purchase her art. So you have it here tonight, ready to be purchased. Her painting is deeply satisfying. It gives Dee Dee another avenue to communicate beyond words. It gives her a way to explore life experiences and ultimately discover how much she shares in common with others. And I don't know if she's ever seen a glacier, but maybe she has. And she has captured it. Don't you think, Amy?
It's wonderful.
It
really
so
is
great.
beautiful.
And she uses acrylic paint, and I kept looking at it, and I thought, oh my goodness, there's something different about acrylic. What is she doing here? Well, it looks like she puts on a thick application of the paint, and then she heats the paint to make it buckle and crackle. And I guess that gives it that depth.
Yeah.
It gives it that depth, and I love it. I love the blues. I feel such peace with that painting. And I think it just provides wonderful character and color. And Can you see this in your house? I know you can.
I can. And we looked at it. We've been looking at all this beautiful artwork all day, and it's just incredible. And she did a wonderful job, and we're so grateful to her for doing that. I think we do need to wrap this piece up and move on to the next one. It is beautiful. We'll give you the last few seconds to get a bid in.
Yes, get a
If you
bid
need to
in.
Get another
Dee Dee.
bid in. Do
Come
it
on.
now, folks.
I know.
Yes. Okay, Beth's telling me we got it. Beth's in charge.
Beth is in charge.
Whatever Beth
Beth.
says, we do. So we're going to wrap it on.
She's the boss.
Up, and we're going to move on to the second piece. I've got it actually right by me here this evening. It's Christine Rooney. This is beautiful. It's Bend in the James. It's a 31 by 33 pastel on paper. Christine Rooney was born in Springfield, Ohio, and grew up on a small farm. It was there that her love for broad bands of color, horizon lines, and quiet landscapes began. After graduating in fine arts from Ohio State University in 1970, Christine worked as a landscape artist for an architectural design firm in Palo Alto, California. She's just a forever student. It's her journey of learning and her dedication to really becoming really an historian, really, on art and different mediums and the different applications has been incredible. In the 70s, she and her husband moved back to the East Coast, and she resumed her studies at Westchester State University in Pennsylvania, and later came to our very own Randolph College here in Lynchburg. So we're very grateful to have her. She still lectures, she still teaches, she studies every medium to the furthest point possible. This particular piece, Bend in the James, was created on old master paper, which you can really see on some of the detail shots that we took. The torn, exposed edges are absolutely beautiful. And this paper actually is very comparable to paper that Monet used to use.
Oh, really? I
And-
love Monet.
Yeah, I know you do.
I
know you do, Joan. And these soft pastels are incredible. And her hand is so, it's so delicate and so bold at the same time. And the combination of colors that she puts in, it really is beautiful. And this is what art is all about. You know, you look at a piece of art and you think to yourself, I want to be there. And I want that in my home. I want that energy in my home, that color, that touch of life. It's absolutely beautiful. And I see we're bidding and we're moving, and we need just a little more on this piece.
Yes, come on, folks. Do you know what? When I looked at that, I think it's very ironic that she used the paper that Monet used, because it reminded me of the French countryside.
Yeah.
I loved it, and it's just, I love the history of it. Thank you, Amy.
It's a beautiful piece, and we love that we have it here with us this evening, and somebody at home is going to love making it a part of their collection at home. So we're really thrilled, and we appreciate everything that you guys are doing out there tonight. So stay with us. We're going to go ahead and close this piece out in just a moment, so get that final bid in. And
Last call.
Last call.
There you go. Last
And
call.
Last call.
Monet-inspired painting, my friends.
And we're going to go ahead and move on to our third piece that Joan is going to talk with us about. Joan really gets into this piece. I'm excited for you to hear her talk about it.
I do. And the piece
So
is
sweet.
right here beside me. And it is Karen Bowden's Morning Has Broken. And morning is not the best of time for me, folks. But this makes me want to wake up early in the morning. It's a mixed media. It's a 18 by 24 painting. And let me tell you about Karen. Karen earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in art education at Ohio Wesleyan University and continued with her postbaccalaureate work at the Tyler School of Art. She went to Temple University, the University of California at San Francisco, and then she came back here to Randolph College. So another artist who came, Randolph.
We're so lucky.
Oh, shout out to Randolph. They're one of our
Thank you for
partners.
bringing people back to Lynchburg, Randolph.
Yes, thank you, Randolph College. So, in more than 40 years as a professional artist, she studied with some really famous artists, and some of whom are Carol Barnes, Alex Powers, Don Andrews, Glenn Bradshaw, and the list goes on, folks. She is taught here in the public schools, lucky kids out there. She has also taught adult education programs, and since becoming a resident of Lynchburg, thank you, Karen, we love to hear that, she's taught at the Lynchburg Art Club and the Academy Center of the Arts, so thank you for that too, Karen. Well, being an artist for her, is what we hear from her, is not about living in a box. Karen's not afraid to jump out of that box and really bring about her own style here. It is living in the joy for her that comes with exploring the range of whole, artful, diverse ways of seeing the variety of mediums that are in the market and that are possible. You have to be a little apparently adventurous to be an artist. And that means sometimes you're willing to just kind of get messy. But this painting's not messy, folks. This painting is awesome. You know, again, it is Morning Has Broken. And here are some of the wonderful features of this wonderful painting. It features autumn light, and you can just see the light outside this window. The window looks out on a garden engulfed in the morning mist. And a stone wall beyond that window opens to distant trees. And I love this. There's a bottle here. That's just a simple little bottle, but it's filled with one of the flowers I love the most, and they're Lazy Susans. Right there. And if you follow your eye, if you look at that bottle, look at that Lazy Susans, your eye will follow to discover there's a bird bath out there, and birds have discovered that bird bath. A single lemon right here adds to a splash of color, and I love yellow, and it's a wonderful pop of color right there. Don't you think, Amy?
I do, Joan. I love you so much. You're going to walk into that painting in a minute, and you're going to live there. That's your new land. It's
Come
the
on, give
land
me that. In the
of
mornings,
Joan.
I need a happy place.
I have talked to you a lot in the mornings, and she does. She really needs a happy place.
I need
I
such a
love
happy
it.
place.
Oh my goodness, we're kind of hitting up on this piece. I know we're going to give you the last little second. It's happening. You guys are awesome. We're going to move on. I think we're going to close this piece out.
Morning has
Joan,
broken.
are you going to be okay?
I think I will.
Okay.
It's hard to leave this piece, but
I know.
I can do it.
I know. I'm here for
Thank you.
Don't
Thank
you
you,
worry.
Amy. Good to have friends, folks.
Okay, we're going to move on to our fourth piece. This is beautiful. Actually, pieces. This is actually a pair. Pat Cherokee, that's the pair of florals, watercolor 14 by 24. They're right behind me. They're absolutely beautiful. We were talking about these pieces earlier in the day, and I was saying, gosh, there's so many different ways to hang these. You could flank them, by a door. You could have a mirror in the center. You could put them directly side by side. They're absolutely beautiful, lovely mat, lovely frame, really, really nice. And Pat's actually a native here of Lynchburg, and she began her formal art instruction in 1999 after completing a full career in the nonprofit world.
Oh, good for her. Yay,
nod to that.
nonprofit world.
Pat is a member of the Virginia Watercolor Society, and she's won several awards all throughout the region. So we're really lucky to have all this talent, all these amazing artists, and this beautiful work. Her portraits are always really colorful, impressionistic, slightly informal, a little deceptive, loose in style.
I love her work. But I love all these artists.
They're incredible. The layers and color combinations that she uses, it's almost like glazes. You can just see the depth and the activity that goes on in her pieces. They're beautiful. And she's an avid gardener, so we know this, and we know that you can kind of see this in her garden. She was explaining to us about all the clusters of flowers and how it's tightly packed, and you can just see that energy come through in these pieces.
It really makes me want to get up and dance through those flowers. I mean, here I wanted to
I'm not
sleep.
going to let her do that. So I've told her that she has to stay seated tonight. She's made several references of getting up and having dance fits, and we're not going to do that tonight. So everybody's safe. You're safe at home, and I'm safe here. Joan's going to stay seated. All right. I'm sorry. I'm no fun.
No. All business.
We're doing great. We're moving right along. Oh, gosh, you guys are incredible. I can't believe how awesome everybody is. I do think we need to wrap this piece up, and we're going to move on. You guys are amazing. Put your last bit in. We do have another word from a sponsor, these commercials. I have to say, I don't know who put those commercials together, but genius,
you do know.
I don't know who did it.
I don't know.
Oh, it's your last chance. Raffle tickets.
Oh,
right?
okay.
The girls are telling me last chance for raffle tickets.
Oh, you want that chair? That
you
chair
want
is
it,
gorgeous.
Get that last little jive in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break and listen to one of our awesome sponsor commercials. And we'll be right back with you to do our drawing for the raffle. So get those tickets now.
Yes.
Nom 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 nom. This cheese from Purple Door Gourmet Kitchen and Catering is delicious.
And this bubbly from Everyday Sommelier is really good too.
You know what else is really good? The Lynchburg Beacon of Hope. You know what is not good? This hard plastic sofa. We should call our friends at Moore & Giles and get one of their fabulous sofas. We should. We really should. I love you. I love you too.
Wow. Oh, okay, folks. She's spinning. We want to make sure all those tickets are all shuffled up so that we can get maybe your ticket. So
that chair is beautiful.
Our
I think that
friends
really
at Moore,
raised a lot
oh
of
my
excitement.
gosh.
People were going nuts.
And I want to tell you, Moore & Giles is absolutely the best business partner there in this community. We love them. We thank them so much. Mwah! To Moore
Joan,
&
I
Giles.
think we've got a winner.
Oh, we have Ron Feynman has won the chair. Oh my goodness, Ron, congratulations. You lucky guy. I'm coming over and I'm going to sit in that chair at your house.
She will too. She won't leave. She'll stay for a very long time.
Oh well.
And she'll have snacks and
That's
she'll
so
relax.
pretty.
It's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay,
Thank
great.
you, Moore & Giles.
Unbelievable. I'm checking in on our time. We're looking good. We're moving through the evening, folks. We have piece number 5. And I have to tell you all again, I know I probably sound like a broken record, but we're just completely overwhelmed with gratitude. It's insane how awesome you guys are, how supportive, and all of our artists out there. I'm watching my little reader board over here, and the numbers are just going up, and it's really exciting to see. So that's what I'm looking off camera for. Kelly Maddox is incredible. She's our next artist with piece number 5, Fantasy Woods. It is an oil. It's 24 by 48 in a beautiful frame. Her palette is just incredible. It's so warm, so vivid, and it's really remarkable to have a talent like her in Lynchburg. Even as a child, Kelly expressed herself through drawing and painting. She was encouraged by her parents. She was encouraged by private lessons and instruction and a lot of wonderful teachers, which is always nice to have a little nod to that. All of our teachers, gosh,
Yay,
they make
teachers.
such an impact.
Yes.
We're so lucky. Over the last 20 years or so, Kelly, she's been studying with Ron Bomer in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Oh,
studying
Ron,
with him in Virginia.
oh, that's big.
Painting is like her, it's a journal and a journey through life. She's just really thoughtful with the process, and she's always learning, always creating. She's incredibly brave, incredibly kind, incredibly generous as well. To have this piece with us tonight is just awesome. She's loved by Lynchburg. I mean, if you know Kelly or see her in the grocery store, she's quite the little chef as well. She's just an awesome person, and she's so warm. And when you look at her paintings, they're just as friendly and as beautiful and as vivid as she is. And Fantasy Woods is really part of an ongoing theme that she has called Through the Woods. It's a series that really is about capturing that light. So Kelly was saying at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, she goes out, she takes a photograph, And at that time, the light is perfect. So if
I
it's a
did
warm
not know that.
Yeah, it's really kind
I'm
of a
going to
cool
have to go
thing.
out at 4 o'clock sometime.
Well, you should do it, Joan. You should get outside. It's really nice.
Well, it is COVID time, you know.
Yeah, it's nice. We all need to be outside. Stay outside. But it's sunny and beautiful, and she takes these photographs, and the way that she captures the light, it's really beautiful. You can feel that warmth. Oh, my goodness. We're moving. We're shaking. You guys are great.
All right.
I
I'm
mean,
telling
this
you.
is beautiful.
It is, and I feel like, well, you know, I wanted to go through the window. Well, I want to go through the woods here.
I know.
I want to take a nice walk, 4 o'clock
she
in the
does.
afternoon in
So
those
sorry.
woods.
I know.
You really want to.
What am I going to do with you? I don't know. We're really looking great. I think we're getting close to wrapping this piece up. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. We're going to move on to our 6th piece. So if you need to get a final bid in on this beautiful Fantasy Woods, please do. We're going to close it up right now, and we're going to move on to our 6th piece. Joan?
All right. Are we all wrapped up, Beth? All wrapped up, folks.
Good to go,
well,
yeah.
we're ready to go. And this next one, I think she's friend to all of us, but friend Sally Sidner. You know, it's been, you know, it just rolls off your tongue.
I know.
And the painting is this wonderful painting called Luminous Marsh. And the Luminous Marsh is located in South Carolina, which is one of my favorite places to go on vacation. And this reminded me when I first looked at it. I thought it was something that reminded me where I had been before, and it's right. But, however, I want to tell you a little bit about Sally Sidner. Actually, as soon as Sally could hold a pencil, she was hooked, I think, just on sketching.
Yeah.
And the ability to put what she saw in the world onto a piece of paper consumed her. The light, the color, and the beauty of everyday objects and situations just filled her head. And this part is so interesting, Amy.
I know,
Much
this is
of
cute.
Sally's story started not in a marsh, but in a church. Her dad was a Presbyterian minister and would drone on and on every Sunday from the pulpit. Well, you know, Sally's sister and her mom were listening sort of at attention, rapt attention to what the dad was saying. Well, meanwhile, Sally was scribbling furiously in the margins of the bulletin, drawing every shape and every object that just popped into her little head.
I love that.
Don't you love that?
I do. I really do. It's so sweet.
So the art may have stuck in the head a little bit more than those sermons, but what a go, Sally. We love your art.
It's adorable.
Sally Sidner graduated from Eckerd College with a BA in 1971, and she went on to get her master's at Texas Christian University in 1973. Well, she really, though, this is interesting piece, a little tidbit about Sally. She rediscovered art after teaching special education in the public school, another teacher, yay for teachers, and raising 3 children. She began pursuing a lifelong desire to learn to paint by attending art classes and workshops frequently. Sally has studied throughout Virginia and parts of South Carolina, as reflected in this gorgeous painting. And you know, the painting, the frame, I mean, it is a total, just wonderful piece of art that would hang on anyone's wall and just make you proud that you have purchased that tonight at this wonderful event. And you know, just heartfelt thanks goes out to all our artists. And Amy, what does this picture say to you? Painting.
Well, you know, the warmth of the color is what I love in this.
Yes.
It's really, you know, the greens that she uses are absolutely electric. I mean, they're just beautiful.
I love it.
She's so talented.
I know.
And we're, again, so lucky and so grateful to have all these talented artists. And you're right. It's, you know, it's purchasing a story. That's what we're doing here. You're purchasing a story, and you're being part of something that's bigger than just the artwork or just the artist or just ourselves. It's really about these kids and our kids and helping them and getting them into the right path and moving in the right direction.
Absolutely. So you'll get a warm fuzzy if you buy this painting because you'll think, oh, I've supported Sally, this wonderful artist in our community, but I've also supported the future of these wonderful young people. And I love the light she uses and the shadows in the forefront. It's a beautiful painting.
We're going to wrap it. You guys are incredible. We're going to wrap it. Gosh. Look at you guys. Get out there.
Are we ready to wrap it up?
I am. I know I'm watching some people at home. We're going to wrap it up.
Yep. Come on. Get those bids in, folks.
You
Get
guys
them
are
in.
awesome. All right, we're going to close
You can make that go one more time. Come on, for the kids. Make this go up. Yes.
Oh, my gosh. You guys are amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Sally. And thank you out there, bidders. Just click those fingers.
It's amazing. You guys are awesome. We're going to move on.
Yes.
Beth is really happy. She's doing some very aggressive moving over there.
I think we could hit 1,000. I think we could hit 1,000 on that. Just going, folks.
All right, we're going to move on. We have this piece is awesome. I can't wait to talk about it. I can't wait to talk about Claudia. This is our 7th piece. Claudia Stubbsdad, Nesting Mixed Medium, 24 by 30. It's right behind Joan. I know if you can really, we shot this piece several times, and it's hard to really capture it, the dimension, the depth of this piece. And what Claudia does is just absolutely incredible. Her ability to put color and texture together is remarkable. The juxtaposition of the piece is just absolutely breathtaking. Every time I look at it, I discover something new.
I know, it tells a story.
It does.
I have her painting in my home, her paintings, and I love it. She's so unique.
She really is. Well, I don't know if you know this, but she grew up in California.
Oh.
And in the 60s, she loved Peter Max and John Botts. And if you look at their work, if you look up their work, you can see a lot of their style spun into her work. And her mother was a huge influence on her creativity, and they used to travel and go to Carmel together, and they'd follow the artists, and they'd watch them create. And it really just is, it goes to kind of tell you, like, what we're doing, what you do with young people, how you inspire them, and what you expose them to really can set them up for this incredible journey. And it's just like what we're doing with these amazing young kids right now.
Amy, that was beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you, Joan.
Good job.
Well,
I like
thanks.
that analogy.
Every now and again, I can do it.
You can do it.
She attended the University of Oregon. Go Ducks. I, too, am from Oregon. A lot of great things coming out of Oregon, I'm telling you. Claudia just really does an incredible job of creating balance in her piece. If you look at that, it's not an easy thing to accomplish. And we're moving
and
right
you know
along.
what? The nest is 3D.
It is.
I mean, and I think looking at this, you know, with the photograph, like you said, doesn't give it justice because that nest, it's 3D that she's built there, and it just has a beautiful story in it when you look at it. So, folks, your time is coming down to the line.
And I know everybody at home is like, waiting.
I know.
Waiting.
And this is Claudia Stubbsdad.
I know.
Her
It's beautiful.
art is just, you know, so desired in this community. We love you, Claudia. Thank you.
Yes, everybody. Thank you, Claudia. So generous. We will wrap this piece up in just a moment. Nope. Oh, excuse me. We're not going to wrap it up.
We're not.
Evidently, we've got
I'm telling you what. This
happening.
is telling a story. I love the lace she uses. The lace, and I mean, there are
all
it's like
handmade
you said,
paper. The colors are incredible. The detail, the gold leafing, the foils. It's absolutely wonderful. She puts pastel over it. It's just
it's
a real
unbelievable.
feat.
And then
my
the paper that's
You
used,
just jumped up
and
again,
she
ladies.
makes the paper. What? It's handmade.
Handmade paper. I don't know that she's making it herself,
Herself?
but it's handmade paper.
Well, you can tell.
I know.
You don't see paper like that anywhere. Good for you. I just,
It's awesome.
I
we just hit it again.
want
That's
to
great.
thank her so much for caring so deeply for our kids, and we appreciate.
Okay, great. I'm getting my cue
Okay.
from Beth and Laura that we're going to wrap this piece up.
Okay.
And you know what we're going to do right now?
Well,
you know
then
what? Should we end the show? Are we done? Oh, there's one more thing.
Oh, there's one more.
Little tiny thing that we've sort of been waiting for all day. Actually, actually for weeks and months, really, we've been waiting because we are so lucky, Joan, to have this incredible piece with us tonight. And it's so special. We're going to take a little bit of time with this one. So everybody at home, keep bidding. Keep bidding. It's happening. I do want to talk to you a little bit about Kevin. First of all, how lucky we are to just have a talent and an incredibly humble and kind person. I know a lot of you at home know him, and we're really lucky to have him. You may not know a lot of his backstory, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about his backstory. Joan's going to talk to you a little bit about Blind Billy and sort of the historical reference for this. And I'm just watching the girls. They're all going frantic over there. It's really exciting.
I know. The bidding, I mean, people, get those bids in.
Get them ready.
It's going up and up and up.
I know. Okay, our dear friend Kevin. So I don't know if you know this, Joan, but he was hired directly out of the Art Institute of Pittsburgh by Federal Glass, and they're located in Columbus, Ohio. Federal Glass produced glassware for top national food chains, such as Burger King and McDonald's.
Wow.
And they had other major clients like Hallmark Cards and American Greeting. Kevin has a lot of fond memories of drawing some of those characters from the 70s. Holly, Hobby, Ziggy. Do you remember Hamburglar?
Oh, I remember Hamburglar.
Hamburglar was the
yes,
best.
Of course I do.
Along with the usual flowers and all the other mod designs that sort of went with that. And right before he left, he began illustrating some ideas for a new movie called Star Wars. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Like once or twice? Anyways, Kevin's work history, all of that sort of spun him around to create this really unique ability to put different mediums together, different colors together. His graphic style, he's so bold, he's so brave. I look at his work, and it's just unbelievable.
And the way it captures light. You know, I don't know if the photograph does this justice because the light, you know, on this, I can see a fireplace,
like this above,
kind of just.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Absolutely.
And this piece has a story, and the story is beautiful. And I want you, Joan, to talk us through a little bit about how this kind of came to be. Kevin sort of stumbling upon this.
And she's right. It's a beautiful story, and I think I'm going to get a little serious here because one of my favorite places in Lynchburg is City Cemetery, Old City Cemetery. Well, Kevin Chadwick went over there one evening to Old City Cemetery, and they have these wonderful candlelight tours. And he had no idea he was going to walk away with inspiration for this next painting. And this painting is entitled, we've been talking about all night, Blind Billy. He was a beloved Lynchburg fifer, was born a slave in 1805, and died a free man in 1855. After members, and I think this is the most beautiful story, members of this community loved Blind Billy so much they collected funds to purchase his freedom. So, you know, Amy, this really belongs.
I know.
This is such a historical piece of our history.
It is.
It is absolutely. And Blind Billy was such an impressive musician. He was so sought after at every ball, every party. He would be on the streets leading parades.
Yeah,
and he would
him.
just stand on the corner.
Yeah.
And I think he wrote music too. So he got so endeared to this community and therefore ultimately secured his freedom.
Yeah.
And I think it was such a great thing that he passed a free man.
Yeah.
That when he passed away, he was freed. Chadwick, hearing this story, couldn't stop thinking about Blind Billy and how he wanted to make sure this resilient character was a permanent piece of Lynchburg history. And you know what? I love history. It has to be a permanent piece of history and loved and cherished by everyone in this community. Well, this is what Kevin said. Upon hearing his story, I was hooked and came back the next week to do that same candlelight tour.
Yeah.
But then this time, in the Candlelight Tour, they have actors portraying the characters. So Chadwick approached this actor, and he played the part so well, he felt like he knew Blind Billy. He said, I could feel Blind Billy's love and connection that he had to flute playing, and he's captured this. He has captured this.
It's remarkable.
It is, and this wonderful actor who was portraying Blind Billy's name was
Chris Evans.
You want to set this up a little bit?
What we want to do now, first of all, it's remarkable.
Yes.
It's remarkable that, and this is what's beautiful about art, is that you experience something and you're able to capture it, and because of that, it helps tell a story. It helps get a story out there in a beautiful, beautiful way, and that's what this piece is doing. And I want to take you guys to meet Chris Evans. He's a remarkable person, and he was the actor that was playing Blind Billy, and he is who Kevin photographed. And his story, his journey, and his message is pretty remarkable. So, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Evans.
It's interesting. I got involved in theater because I got in trouble. I had gotten into an argument with another student in school, and we got sent to the library. We were kind of surprised that, number one, we had to learn lines. We had to create these characters. It gave us an opportunity to see other avenues, change our attitudes about things. And as I started to go along in life, I realized that playing other characters, it became an escape, a way to run away, live somebody else's life, tell somebody else's story. But as I got more involved in theater, I learned that you weren't actually running away from your life, but you're running into other people's lives. And how do you tell someone else's story when you haven't lived in that time, you haven't lived that story, you don't know what their story is or was. I find it interesting to create by going backwards to go forward. A lot of us don't want to look backwards. We feel that the pains of the past are the pains of the past, but those are the things that are going to heal us going into the future. As things would have it, I came down here to Lynchburg. I was here for a little while, and then I realized that I was missing something, and that was theater. And I looked around trying to find some theater in town and didn't find anything until I ran into this little theater on Commerce Street, started doing some work there. And one of my stage managers, by the name of Maria Hayden, had been working with Old City Cemetery. And she was telling me about how they did reenactments of people who were buried in the cemetery, and I laughed. And the reason I laughed, because number one, who wants to be in a cemetery? Number two, I'm a black man in America, and in the South, I really don't want to do a reenactment of slavery. She surprised me with stories of black men who had lived in Virginia, Lynchburg, who weren't slaves, who weren't indentured servants, who weren't murderers, and all these negative connotations that we see sometimes in the media today. So it piqued my curiosity. I played an elevator operator, I played a funeral director, and I played Blind Billy. Blind Billy, who happened to be loved by many people in Lynchburg. Blind Billy, being blind, gave the people music. He gave them love. And I did not understand that. I did not understand how someone who could not give gave so much, because he didn't have anything to give. So I immediately had to go backwards. So when I hear about Blind Billy, I hear about the character, the first thing for me was to dig into the music. I've done music all my life, and the idea that music is that one thing that can solidify a relationship without saying one word. We hear a note, and we all automatically feel something from that note. We may not be able to sing that note, we may not be able to play that note, but we know how that note affects us, and that's something Blind Billy did for people. He brought happiness and joy to people who would have normally passed him by because of his color, but because he gave the gift of music, they decided to stop and listen. I want to be sure to leave with you something that I think is very important. And what I believe to be very important in my life, and I hope will be important in your life, is that there are changes that you want to see. There are changes that you will be a part of. Remember that there is something that has happened, and the operative word there, has happened. You can make something happen today. Look at where you are. Look at where you want to go. That road may be long and may be rocky and may be even far off than you could imagine, but the opportunity and the possibilities are there. The world is open to you. You have to decide what you want to do. What mark do you want to leave on this world? Who are you changing? How has the world changed you?
You know, the beautiful thing about being a part of this whole evening and being a part of this process leading up to where we are right now is hearing all these stories, hearing the impact that everybody is having really on our kids and what we're doing. We're making kind of history tonight. We're really, you know, this is not how we probably envisioned this night going a year ago when we talked about doing this for the second year in a row. And I'm just completely overwhelmed. I'm blown away by what people are willing to do in terms of putting their investment, putting their support back into Lynchburg, back into our kids, back into our community. It's just this incredible process. And when you have an artist like Kevin Chadwick and a story like Blind Billy and an incredible actor, an incredible person like Chris Evans, who just was so raw and honest and vulnerable and from the heart, it just shows you what we can do when we work together, when we're collaborative like that.
I know.
And it doesn't happen everywhere. I mean, we've all been all over the world, and it's just a unique thing about Lynchburg.
It is, and the fact tonight that telling a story about how this community came together, brought their money together to make the life of Blind Billy just, you know, first free, but then better.
Right.
It is exactly what they're still doing almost 200 years later, coming together for our children and for our school. And you know, Amy, it has been a tough year. Yeah. It's been a tough year, and to just think, and you're right, we worked on this event since last January, and we had to back up really quickly and say, oh my goodness, we can't have 300 people at this event. We've got to find another way. The event will go on.
Right.
And to me, this community, we've had a tough year here. And people are out of job. I mean, it goes on, but there's so much hope.
Yeah, I agree.
To me, there is so much hope when we see the outpouring of the love for our young people, the love, I think, that's going back into, you know, even the paintings here, and to just show the love to our local artists who have given their talents for our young people. And to me, this Blind Billy painting is sort of, I'm glad it's at the very end, because it's the culmination of who we are here in Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm so proud to be a citizen in this community.
I am too. Okay, we're going to start to wrap this piece up. So if you're out there and you're thinking about putting a final bid in, I can tell you, my fine feathered friends, do it now.
Yes.
Now is the time.
Now
it's
is
the
the
time
time
now to put that last little push forward, to imagine this incredible piece in your home. I'm going to give you a count. I'm getting my Amy don't go, Amy stay.
Yes.
Amy go, Amy stay.
No, we need...
I think we're going to go ahead and put a wrap on it. Laura Hamilton, do I have your permission to put a wrap on it? Beth? We've got to see it. We'll give it a 5-second count.
Okay.
5, 4, 3. Oh, wow. Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, there's activity.
Oh, no. What?
We've got some last little movers and shakers
yes, there's
going
a
around.
little bit of movement.
Okay.
A little more money.
We're just
through.
not ready. I'm not going anywhere. I'll stay here all night.
I will too.
I will sit in this chair
I know.
all night
Because
long.
we're right next to Blind Billy. What a
I
great
don't have anything else written on my
place to
script,
be.
which is always a good sign. Because
I know.
that means I can go off script. I can relax. It's a time. Oh, Laura said no.
No, don't relax that much, Amy.
Well, I just, when I have a microphone in my hand, I think to myself, oh, well, goodness gracious, some things are, everyone's getting a little excited.
I see they are.
You don't think I should sing?
What?
I mean.
No.
I was just saying there's an opportunity. I'll.
You can sing, I'll dance.
You're not allowed to get up.
I'm
You can't
afraid
get out of your
the
seat.
show would close down if I started singing.
Don't make me do it. I'm just waiting for instructions.
Yes. Well, they're still
Laura Beth?
bidding on Blind
I
Billy.
know. Okay.
We're not going to close this sucker up till
Are you going to stay here all night?
till the last dollar comes in. It's for our kids and
She's not
for
kidding.
our public
She's not
school.
kidding. We're going to give it another.
Young
Look it. I love it.
people.
I love it.
Yes. It's still going up.
It's like fireside chat.
It is.
With Joan and Amy. What
I
else do you
know.
want to talk about?
Well, I'm going to talk about, show us some money. Show us some more
my
money
goodness.
on Blind Billy.
Is that a Jerry Maguire reference? Show me the money?
Show me the money on Blind Billy.
We're watching it go up. Oh, my goodness.
We're watching it, folks.
I
This
mean-
is so exciting.
I think what's really, this we kind of always have to bring it back around, right?
Yeah.
I get a little lost sometimes. I
Yes.
could go off script. My clipboard's on the ground now.
I know.
Which is always a little bit dangerous, but everybody's going to be fine. But I just think that the remarkable thing about this piece is where these funds are going to go.
It is.
And the impact that they're going to make. And just being able to have time and meet people like Lexi and people like Larry and all the other Beacon of Hope staff and team members and these kids that have gone through the process and followed the path and had the guidance and had the experience and the expertise from all these incredible influencers within Lynchburg City Schools. It's remarkable.
And you know what? This community, though, I keep going back to community, they really have these kids' backs, but they came together just like they did back in the day, in the 1850s.
Yep.
They came together. This whole thing, Lynchburg Beacon of Hope, grew out of a grassroots initiative that made Lynchburg Beacon of Hope a number of citizens. It was just a small band of citizens who came together and formed Lynchburg Beacon of Hope. And to me, this painting symbolizes so much in our community. It symbolizes love. It symbolizes care, and not only for folks in the 1850s, but for folks who lived in the 2020s. So I know it is a historical piece for sure, and it's creating a future for so many of our young people.
It really is. Not to mention, Kevin Chadwick is on his way to being, he really, I just have been able to watch his journey and just knowing him and knowing how kind and humble he is.
Well, this tells you, the man could have sold this painting and made the amount of money that we're going to make tonight off of this particular painting.
Very selfless.
And
Very selfless.
And just heartfelt thanks goes out to Kevin Chadwick from the bottom of our hearts.
Really
from the
remarkable.
bottom of all the hearts of those students. Thank you, Kevin Chadwick.
Yeah. It's a huge, huge undertaking that we would not have been able to do without all of these artists and the support that they've given and the stamp of approval that they've given
I know.
on
And
all the
Lynchburg
work
Art
that Beacon of
Club.
Hope does. We're going to do 1 minute. Okay, I have a 1 minute shout out. So it looks like it's 8:50, and we'll give this one more minute. So I'm telling you, I really promise we will close it. So get that final bid in if you want to have a final bid. This is a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful organization, and we are well on our way to having an incredibly successful evening wrap up. We have a few thank yous, and we want to celebrate and wrap the evening out. 20 seconds? Okay.
20 seconds, folks.
We're moving.
A piece of Lynchburg history right here.
I'm going to get the wrap-up signal in a moment, so if you need to get the last bid in, please get it in right now. We're going to go 5, 4,
3, 2,
and 1. And Blind Billy, we're going to close out the piece. Thank you, Kevin Chadwick. Thank you, Chris Evans.
Thank
for
you,
being
Lynchburg Art Club.
Awesome. Oh, good. Let's, we're just getting all the final bids in.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we are going to get all of the final bids in, and we're going to go back to Laura so that we...
Wait a minute. Are all the bids? Wait a minute.
We're closing everything out
closing
right
out?
now.
Are we beginning to close out? Do people need more time on Blind Billy? No? Did we close that?
We're closing.
Are we closing?
Yep. It's just closed.
It's done.
And Joan, I know you wanted to talk a little bit. I have you set up here to talk a little bit about just the big thing. And
yes.
I know you're so critical in everything that has happened with Beacon of Hope in this journey.
Oh, it's a team.
And it's thank you
team.
to you too, Joan. You really are an amazing person, and you believe in what you're doing, and it's contagious.
Oh, that's good to hear, because I want you to know that we have a business community here that will step up. All you have to do is say, can you? And as a rule, they step up and they have that can-do attitude. What do you need? And I think that our business community, our community leaders, folks who are just everyday citizens, they have stepped forward and they have made this thing happen.
Absolutely.
And tonight, I think we want to say thank you to all the businesses who came out and were our sponsors. And we have some words.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
we
really
have a
nice.
few
There's
words.
a piece we want to share with you
From
just
some
about
of
the
our,
impact that we're making
yes,
tonight.
And
it's
the
really
community
nice to
business
hear.
leaders
Absolutely.
and how they feel about this.
Yeah, it's really nice.
right.
So thank you. And we're going to send it over to hear a word from our community businesses. Thank you.
One of our foundational components of giving back is education. And we're strong believers in the value of education, what that can do for the community, what that can do for the students, what that does as far as opportunity across the region. And so certainly Beacon of Hope's mission and what it does to try to open doors for kids that may not necessarily have the opportunity otherwise, to make sure that they're prepared to apply for college, to be able to fulfill their educational potential, we think is just a very valuable thing for the community.
I'm convinced that this is going to have a profound effect. It's going to have a transformational effect on the city of Lynchburg. The higher the level of education, the lower the level of poverty and the greater the quality of life. So proliferating the opportunity for higher education among Lynchburg City School students is going to do more than anything that I can think of to invigorate this community.
We found you have to really start in the educational system in elementary school and middle school, all the way through high school, and follow the students and to make sure that they have someone to mentor and engage with them as they go into the university programs. We hire technicians, we hire engineers, we hire scientists, and we really needed a good pipeline. It's really great to have a homegrown program where we're encouraging students to get into the programs of their choice, whether it's STEM or otherwise, but hopefully we'll have a lot of in the STEM programs. And then go all the way through the university education, 2-year, 4-year, and then stay right here.
You come to the city of Lynchburg, Virginia, the city of Lynchburg, Virginia. Your kids go to public school here starting in the 9th grade. We're going to help you wherever else those kids want to go. That is unbelievable.
The promise which is being offered by Beacon of Hope is unlike anything that I've ever heard of, as far as a community really coming together and supporting that type of effort to really make a difference and ensure that our students have opportunities right here at home within Lynchburg.
Wouldn't it be awesome if we can be graduating young students that are passionate about what they're doing, that come to workforce, that stay here, that buy homes, right, because they're relatively debt-free. I mean, that's so awesome for the community.
This is a phenomenal opportunity to take our kids beyond. The promise of there's more to your education after you leave LCS That's huge. Nobody else is doing that. Nobody else is making that commitment and that investment, that promise to get you there. We're part of that promise. So that makes this really exciting that I can take my kids beyond graduation and really help to sustain their future.
I believe that education is a redemptive force. You know, the higher the level of education an individual possesses, the greater that individual's quality of life is going to be. College graduates are healthier, they're wealthier, they're more likely to vote, more likely to participate in community activities, and more likely to have children who go on to college. And those are all things that this community needs if it's going to thrive.
Wow, that was great. This has been such an awesome, amazing, fun, maybe a little unpredictable night.
A little bit.
Thank you to Joan and Amy over there in the live section, the little sparkly North Star, and her beautiful, classy compatriot did such a beautiful job raffling off some extraordinary pieces, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. Again, congratulations to our Moore & Giles chair winner, Ron Feynman. I will enjoy coming to visit and sit in your beautiful chair. Thank you for inviting me. Our Glacial by Dee Dee Bueller was won by bidder number 106. Bend in the James, bidder number 365. Morning Has Broken by Karen Bowden, the painting that Joan wanted to live in. Bidder number 309 is the lucky winner. Pair of Florals by Pat Schroeke, bidder number 319. Fantasy Woods by Kelly Maddox, bidder 275. Luminous Marsh by Sally Sidner, bidder number 196. Claudia Stubstead's Nesting, bidder 239. And finally, Blind Billy by our Kevin Chadwick, bidder number 295. So thank you. Congratulations to all of our winning bidders. Thank you to all of those of you who were able to go home at some point with a beautiful piece of art. And so you'll be receiving some information from us about how to pick up your piece of art shortly. When you see that email coming in from Beth Joseph, save it. Our offices are over on Memorial Avenue, and that's where you'll come pick up your piece, though we can happily wrap those beautiful pieces in bubble wrap and ship them near and far. Speaking of beautiful art, Lex, shall we check back in on Larry?
Yeah, you know, during our live auction, I actually had the opportunity to go over there and chat with him about, you know, his unique life and how he even just got into the art, you know, in that the $1 million question. And so we know that he's been working on a sunflower. When I asked him why, he said, well, it's happy and it's vibrant. And don't we need a little bit of that right now?
Amen, Larry.
You know, I mean, from COVID to all the rain that we just had, it's just, we need a little bit of happiness. And
2020 needs some sunflowers in its life.
We do. The happy sunflower. And he said it's truly just a testament to who he is. It's a reflection of him, a young man who is optimistic and truly creative. Like we said earlier, Larry spent time in the armed forces, and it wasn't until he returned that he decided to go to CVCC and study graphic design, and then he went over to Liberty University and studied studio and digital arts, and that's truly where his passion grew. And he's also a little bit of self-taught there. Isn't that cool?
100%. And he's a pretty amazing self-taught musician. You should hear him rip it up on the guitar. I can attest he's phenomenal.
Yeah. He spent some time over in Brazil and Haiti doing a little bit of humanitarian work, building houses. Didn't you tell me that?
You know how it is. So Larry, show us this fantastic piece over here. Yes, thank you. You all were part of watching history being made. This piece we will auction off during our Week of Love. Stay tuned. It's very exciting, almost as exciting as the fun we've had tonight in February. Joan, you'll hear lots more from Joan about that in the coming weeks. So
we're at the end.
We're at the end, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. A tremendous thank you to everyone who's been a part of making this happen this evening. A thank you to Allie Gallagher, who was part of producing some amazing commercials and her sideshow. Amy Gallagher and Sarah Williamson. Thank you. Thank you to Woody Watts and Watts Creative for wrangling a bunch of feral kittens tonight. Thank you, Woody. Thank you to Larry Taylor for being in the hot seat tonight and doing an amazing piece of art. Thank you to all of our artists and the Art Club for making this happen. A big special thank you to Joan Foster for her amazing awesomeness. She is the greatest giant person in a small package. Thank you to Kathy Bush, Lisa Richards, Bob Bybee, Holly Frazier, Gay Tucker, Mary Jane Pryor, John Rourke, Joan, Peggy Nolly, and the entire committee that helped put these details together since January. Thank you, thank you. And thanks for being amazingly flexible to all of you out there. We wish that we were together, but this is about the closest thing that we can get. A tremendous thank you to our students for killing it through a really crazy year, for keeping on, for staying in touch with us, and for pushing through. An extra special thank you to one of my favorite students, Alexis Johnson, Miss Virginia Collegiate. Y'all send out your happy support to her when she's down in Little Rock next spring winning.
Thank you.
Just winning. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you who invested in our students tonight by investing in this incredible art, live and silent auction. And please stay tuned for all the great things our students are going to do. So
you are appreciated.
100%. So we'll see you next year. Good night.
Bye.